Thank you for joining us for the podcast today. The award-winning, often imitated, never duplicated, Fun with Words with Dr. Doug and Brother Aaron. And if y'all believe all that stuff about the often imitated, never duplicated award-winning, I got some oceanfront property in Arizona that I need to sell you. But we have a good time. And the whole intent of this podcast, this Spoke on the Wheel, is to take a deeper dive into the words in the Bible of how they come from the Greek or other words or other languages and translate to the English or either vice versa, and the shades of meaning you can get when you really take a deep dive into it. So Brother Doug is well qualified to do that. And then I interject the humor part. I'm the color commentator. So we have a good time. I don't want it to be boring. Nobody likes to, you can teach truth all the day long. If it's boring, there ain't nobody hearing that. Yeah. So we interject some levity into it as well. And today let me say this. If you're not already subscribed to our social media outlets, please do that. Go to Facebook as Fresh Fire Ministries, Hogansville, Georgia. Hit the follow button there. And then go to YouTube, Fresh Fire Ministries with Aaron McCullough. You're going to subscribe to that channel. And then X is Fresh Fire Georgia. Follow us there. We'd love to have you be part of this with us. And another thing, I'm going to throw this in right quick. We do a Monday through Friday. We, Mary Ann and myself, do a Monday through Friday devotion. It's anywhere from 5 minutes to 10 minutes long, usually in the 7 or 8 minute range, that I'd love for you to be a part of. And if you've subscribed to those channels, you'll find that. And it's tailored to fit you in your devotion time. My thought was you might even listen to it on your way to work or something off your iPhone or whatever, but it's not long. And I try to have some content to it that will be a blessing for you in your day. And that's just a rabbit I chased. All right, we're going to look at the word. This is such a simple word that we're going to look at today that I'm going to let my assistant Doug tell you what the word is.
The words are Eggo e me.
Lego my ego.
There you go. There you go.
Lego e me.
And it's found in Matthew's Gospel, the 14th chapter. And I've loved this passage, and it's all about the time right after the feeding of the 5,000 men plus women and children, that miracle. And that miracle was covered in all four Gospels. It's the only miracle that's in all four Gospels other than the resurrection. And so that's a powerful story. And this is what happens shortly after that. You know, I'm going to give sort of a little synopsis and say he fed a whole lot of people with almost nothing. And because of that, they wanted to make him king.
Right.
And the problem was he needed to get rid of the disciples, the apostles, quietly, but yet keep them out of trouble.
You're making me think about a deacon meeting.
That's
I need to get rid of them.
Well, he needed to get them off screen, you know, stage right, whatever you want to call it.
While I got you interrupted, let me interject this. Was the feeding of the 5,000 a miracle? Thankful you answer. No, it was not. You say, huh? No, not the feeding itself. That was not a miracle, because God feeds millions of people every day. What made it the miracle was he truncated the time frame that he done it. That's where the miracle come in.
Now, did he do it? Did Jesus break bread literally for up to 7,000 to 10,000 people?
No.
In his own hands, or did the miracle also take place with the apostles? Yeah. In that he gave it to the apostles and then they went out and broke it up. So the miracle happened in both his hands and the apostles' hands.
Yeah.
I think that's cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just gave me enough thought on that, man. Now, we'll get into the lesson in a minute, but think about this. You had 12 disciples. I assume they were all there with him.
Yeah.
And if he gave all 12 of them a piece, then it would be blessed to be a piece. This piece ain't gonna run out. You just keep pinching off of it, keep giving, keep giving, keep giving. Well, then they took up 12 basketfuls of leftover. Wonder, now this is just a wild Aaron thought. Wonder if they had that piece, that original piece in there. Here, go give this to somebody so they won't run out of food. I don't know, just an Aaronism. Y'all can do what you want to with that.
Yeah. That's a good one. It is a good thought. So anyway, starting at verse 22, it says, and immediately he, Jesus, made the disciples get into a boat and go before him to the other side, while he sent away the crowds. And having sent away the crowds, he went up into the mountain by himself to pray. So there he is. He says, okay, guys, get in the boat, head over to the other side. I'll meet you there. Then he turns to the people, because they're all watching them walk away, getting in the boat. But the guy they're most interested in is Jesus. And what does he do? He goes up onto a mountain by himself. Yeah. And he says, you guys, all you other people here, leave me alone. I'm going up to pray. And so when evening came, he was there alone. But the boat was held back a long way from land, being tossed up and down upon the waves, for the wind was against them. And what's interesting about this is just the fact that the words that are used for the waves and how they were, it actually is translated in another place, tormented.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's used like when
demonic.
When the young man in the graveyard was demonically possessed, these waves were acting like that. So Matthew is conveying there's a sense of real evil in the waves, and it's just.
You know what? And I'm really going to take a sharp right turn at Albuquerque here. I don't know about you, but I can sense evil a lot of times.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably where Matthew was at. I'll tell a personal story real quick and then you'll get back to that. But we were on vacation in Florida and we started going west, just driving. Got up when I wanted driving and we went through, she wanted to go through as many states as she could. And I pointed that way. And then folks said, what's he pointing at? She's off camera here. But she said, I want to get more states and notches on my belt. So we went all the way to Louisiana. Okay. And we pulled in New Orleans. Buddy, I pulled in there and went around that where that Superdome is and all that. I said, told her, I said, no, we getting out of here. She said, what's wrong? I said, this is evil. This is evil. I can sense it. And I got it. I think maybe that's what you're talking about with Matthew. Exactly. He said, this is not just a storm. This is a demonic storm.
That's tormenting the boat.
Yeah.
Holding it in place, bouncing it up and down. And for hours they sat there.
Well, let me interject again. Now, Doug and I had a little bit of this conversation off camera, but the importance of doing your job, the little things, and doing them well. Somewhere, now here's another Aaronism. Somewhere there was a boat builder in my mind who built that boat. And he may have had a little workshop or maybe a factory, I don't know. But he was an artisan, a craftsman, and he built boats. Well, maybe he's out working 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. Who knows? He's alone doing nobody to supervise him, but he does his job well. And that is what that miracle part of it is predicated on, because if he had not done his job well, the demonic storm would have destroyed the boat. No miracle.
Exactly.
And
all 12 apostles gone.
Yep. And that is the reason, my dear listeners, it's important you do what you can do, no matter how little you think it to be. Do it well. Somebody else's miracle may be dependent on it.
Yes. And so in the fourth watch of the night, Jesus came to them, walking about on the sea. But when the disciples beheld him walking about on the sea, their spirits were struck with dread, to the point that their bodies shook, saying, it's a ghost. And from fear, they cried out. Now, I've actually seen something like this when I was a teenager. we used to live up near this high school that they were building, and I graduated from that high school. But right next door was the state hospital, and the state hospital had the graveyard right next to the driveway going up to the high school. And we went over there one night, and we heard some kids coming up the road. So we went over and laid down on the graves. And when those kids came close, we started moaning and groaning, and we stood up, and they went whoosh, they went running.
I can match you on that story. My daddy built a garage apartment. It really was a garage. It had a garage under an apartment upstairs. And he was about halfway through building it. And I'm maybe 15, 14, 13, 14 at this age. And my sister had a sleepover with a bunch of girls. So they're going over there. They're going to have a seance. And I don't know if you've heard of who Mahaley is.
Yes, yes.
They were going to conjure the spirit of Mahaley. I don't know nothing about this. So I'd been out doing something, and I come up under that garage. It wasn't finished, and the stairway going up, and I heard him. He said, "Oh, Mahaley, if you're here, give us a sign." I said, "Oh, this'll work." I went clomping up them stairs, just making a racket, you know. I got up there, and they were all 4 or 5 of them in windows about to jump. That's my story.
No, but that's the way they felt in that boat. They were shook with fear.
Yeah.
You know, and now the real question is Jesus, he let them stay out there on that water with those tormenting seas and waves for 4 hours.
Yeah.
He left them lay out there on that boat, shaking up and down. And I'm sitting there going, why would he do that? Why would Jesus let these folks get to the point where they were destitute of what was going to happen? But it was because, I think it was because when he went walking out on that water, they knew the end was near.
Oh, yeah.
You know, because now they saw Jesus walking on the water.
Yeah.
Something must have happened back there. He's now a ghost, and he's walking on this water.
Yep.
And so anyway, it says that immediately Jesus spoke to them saying, "Be courageous. I am. Fear not."
Yeah.
Now it's really only about 3 or 4 words that actually say that whole thing. Be courageous is one word. And what's interesting about that word is he wasn't telling them, here, I'm going to impart to you courage.
You got to do it yourself.
You got to do it yourself.
Yeah.
He saw courage in them. They had been out there for 4 hours facing those waves. He said, be courageous. Call it up out of you.
Yeah.
Pull it out.
Yep.
Don't let it, I'm not going to give it to you because you already have it.
Yeah. Pull yourself up by your bootstrap.
Exactly.
See that.
Sometimes God does that.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I think.
I don't particularly like it when he does.
No, no, I don't like it either. And then the other part is, is this be courageous. It's often translated be of good cheer in one version. Another version of the Bible, it says cheer up. You know,
Two they're totally different meanings.
That's like watered down so badly because when you say be courageous, how do you get people to be courageous if they're not in a position to demonstrate it?
There you go. Yeah. Yeah.
They got to be there.
Yeah.
They got to be in that spot. And then he says, fear not. On the other end of that sentence, fear not. Now, that's a cool set of words right there. And it's basically the idea that in other translations, let me just say, one version says, do not be afraid. One version says, be not afraid. And again, those words sort of water it down. When Jesus is commanding in an imperative verb form, he's commanding them, fear not.
Yeah. Don't you dare fear. Yeah.
Exactly. But what's really cool about this statement of Jesus, he's on the one hand, he says, be courageous. On the other hand, he's saying, fear not. But what's in the middle?
I am.
What's in the middle? Eggo, a me.
Eggo, a me.
Which is, I am that I am.
Yeah.
And it's important about that part in the middle, right?
Yeah, I was talking with Brother Doug again off camera for many, many years. Now, perhaps you viewers are guilty of this as I was, and it was the ignorance that I was guilty of. But I would read through that passage, especially like over where he's sending Moses to let the folks out. And he said, who shall I tell them sent me? He says, tell them I am that I am sent me. And for many, 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 many years, put Paul Baxter in it. Did I say many? For many, many years, I just read through that just like I said it. Tell them I am that I am sent me. And then one day I had an epiphany with the Lord. And he said, no, Aaron. Change your emphasis. Say it like this. I am that I am. That one. This one. Not another I am. I am the one.
Amen.
Buddy, I'm going to tell you what, that gives you a whole plethora of different meanings.
It does.
Yeah.
And now, in a lot of versions of the Bible, they don't emphasize that fact that it's ego, eimi, I am, that I am.
Yeah.
But I think it's really important because of this next passage, and it shows something. Peter responded to him and said, Lord, if it's you, command me to come out and be with you on the water. But the one said. Now, that's a cool translation there. That's the best translation of what is about to happen. He says, the one said. Now, every Jew wakes up every day and says, hear, O Israel, the Lord is one.
Amen.
One.
Mm-hmm.
And so the one, Jesus, said, come. Now, every Jew would know the one. And here John is being, or Matthew is being exceedingly clear that who's calling him is
the one.
The one.
That I am.
Which
that one
goes right back to that, because these two passages are so closely linked. Peter's like sitting right there and going, Jesus, if it's you, command me to get out onto the boat. Jesus has just told him.
It's me.
It's me. Be not afraid. Fear not.
Yeah.
And so he has that, the one and the I am. And so Peter gets up out of the boat, walks on the water, and he came to Jesus. But seeing the wind, he was afraid, and beginning to sink, he cried out, Lord, save me. Now that word save me is in an imperative verb form. He's not asking, would you? He's not asking, could you? He's just saying, Jesus, do it.
He didn't say, Lord, put me on the church prayer list.
That too. He just said, do
Save me now, do it now.
Sometimes the shortest prayers can have the most important aspect.
Yeah.
You know, so what does Jesus do? He just reaches over, grabs him and pulls him up.
Yeah.
So immediately he reached out his hand, took a hold of him, and said to him, and here's my translation of this next part. Weak-faithed one, why did you doubt?
Yeah.
Jesus immediately grabs a hold of him. And then, you know, it's out of his compassion. A lot of people look at Peter and they say, oh, look at how badly he did. He really blew it there. He looked at the wind and everything else. Jesus doesn't hammer us about our problems. He knows we got it.
He knows we got it.
Yeah. And like, it's like one time I was talking to a parishioner and they said, I told them, I said, you need to talk to God about that. Oh, I can't talk to God about that.
Well, don't he already know?
Exactly. And he's right. He's hearing it right now and everything else. So, but anyway, I think Jesus he leans over to Peter after he's pulled him up. And they're both walking on water right here. They're standing on water. And he says, weak-faithed one. That's a kind way to put it. It's actually in a vocative noun sense. And all of that, weak-faithed one, is in one word, one little word. And he said, why did you doubt? Why did you doubt? What had he just told him? Fear not. So they start walking back to the boat. And what does Jesus do? He doesn't leave them out there to say, hey, you need to just get over here. Do it yourself. No.
Swim back in.
Yeah. He says, no, come on with me. And they walk back to the boat. And when they got into the boat, the wind ceased. Yeah. And this is the part in Matthew's gospel where it's the only place you find this set of words. And it also accentuates the deity of I am that I am, the one, and all of this. It says, and those in the boat worshiped him.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Saying,
I believe that's
truly,
the first place that you have recorded in the Bible that they worship him. I think I'm right on that.
And it says, they worshiped him. Truly, you are the Son of God.
And out of, and there's a, or you preach on this all day long, but out of all of that, the demonic storm, the fear, the presentation of Jesus, his rescuing Peter, all of that together, what was the end product? Worship. They worshiped him. Yep.
And so if there's people out there today that say there's no place in the Bible that speaks of his divinity, of Jesus' divinity, 3 times in this passage there is the one spoke, I am that I am, and they worshiped him. They didn't just say, oh, Jesus, you're really a good guy.
No, they didn't just say, phew, dodge that one. No, they worshiped him.
And if he accepted that worship and wasn't God,
then he's null and void.
Null and void.
This has been great.
So, let go my ego.
Let go my ego. Thank you for joining us today. I hope you will, as I said earlier, you'll join us on our social media outlets. So whenever we do that, we don't do them on an every week basis. We just do them when we can work it in our schedules to do them. But if you are following us, then when I post them, you'll know about it. You'll receive them, and hopefully you'll be blessed. Tell others about this as well. God bless you. Hope you have a great rest of your day.